Hello, my fellow Marvel nerds. It's me here, Daniel, again, here on this wonderful Thursday night. Here to talk to you about that amazing Spider Man trailer that just dropped, I believe, 3 days ago. And boy, was it good. I mean, just like Tom Holland said in the beginning, if you haven't seen Endgame yet, it's definitely a spoiler. So if you haven't seen Endgame, which is probably like 0.1% of the whole world now, it seems like, please go watch it and then come back to this video because there are major spoilers going on. Um, I wish I could show you the trailer off the bat, but that's gonna come soon when I start getting my editing down a little bit better. So really, it's just gonna be me reviewing what I thought was best about it, some of the Easter eggs, what I think is and isn't gonna happen in the movie, and just really what am looking forward to because like Kevin Feige said, this is going to be the end of Phase 3. A lot of people thought Endgame would be it, but really, this seems like it's going to cap it off to really open up the whole new world of what happened after Endgame. And wow, if the movie's anything like the trailer, it's going to be great. I mean, Marvel hasn't disappointed me in years, if not really ever. And I think they're just going to keep doing better and better as they go along. So, without further ado, let's get out the bat because I don't want to make this too long on you guys. The trailer was just on point from the comedy to the action to the suits to the cameos to everything. The first trailer was great, but they couldn't show you much because Endgame hadn't come out yet. So, the second trailer kind of had a little more to work with. So, the first thing I'm going to talk about is just the suits that I saw in that trailer. I believe there was three. There was the Iron Spider, there was the OG Spider-Man suit, and there was a Spider Noir suit. Overall, I mean, how can you say the Iron Spider suit isn't the best? I mean, just so flashy, so amazing. The legs that were in it, just how it's a cross between Iron Man and Spider-Man. It's just amazing how good they know what they're doing with it. Really, it seems like they're gonna have to eliminate it to kind of bring Spider-Man more to Earth, more to that neighborhood-friendly Spider-Man again, because that spider suit seems like it just can do too much. It seems like he's gonna have it at the beginning of the movie, but really towards the end, he's gonna have to become the original Spider-Man again to really prove himself. Just kind of like in Homecoming, but I feel like this is more of a he's without his mentor now and he needs to learn to be his own man. And I mean, after spending 5 years in whatever realm he was in, I mean, for him it was only 5 hours, but still, it's going to be kind of a blowback to him to be knowing that he missed 5 years. Also, with talking about the time jump, I think people keep saying that they don't see anyone that's aged really, blah blah blah. Like all of his friends seem to still look the same age, but even Flash seems to be a little bit older. I mean, he doesn't seem to look like the same Flash. I mean, if he aged 5 years as a 16, 17-year-old and he looks like he's like 20, 21. I can kind of see that. I mean, he had like some weird little mustache, like facial hair going on. I mean, that would seem like someone trying to look older would be. So I feel like there's not everyone's gonna be the same age going through this. I mean, I know people really are confused about the time jump thing, but I feel like they're gonna address it pretty early on. With that being said, I think Nick Fury's gonna play a pretty good part in it, but I don't think it's gonna be that big. I think it's just gonna be more introducing him into the multi-dimension, which was I can't even believe they told you that in the trailer. I mean, that's big. I think that's really true. I think Nick Fury's just there to kind of transition the phases, but I really think that the multi-realm is really going to be a thing, which I think that also means that I feel like Mysterio's not lying. at some points, even though in the comics he's a trickster, he's a liar, he likes to play himself off as a hero and kind of just BS people into believing the wrong thing. But I don't think he's lying about that. I feel like what the lie is gonna be, my best guess, would be that he's lying about being a hero in his own Earth. I feel like he's probably still a villain in his own Earth, and now that he got shot into a different Earth, a different realm, sorry, multiverse, sorry. I feel like he feels like he can play himself off to be a hero and kind of make these tricks with the elementals into his advantage to make him the hero. And with that being said, I think it's gonna I think Peter's gonna fall for it, and I think he's gonna kind of go with it and think, and so is Nick Fury and his people. I think they're really gonna fall for it until Spider-Man gets what I saw. I mean, I saw in the first time I saw the trailer, it was Tony Stark's glasses. I mean, those are dead giveaways. Those little see-through blues with the weird shape on them, definitely Tony Stark's. And I think that's going to be the giveaway for Mysterio. I mean, he's a bad guy. He's always been the bad guy in the comics. It's going to happen. So, I think Mysterio is going to be the villain. I just don't think he's lying completely about the whole thing. And I don't think Nick Fury is some sort of scroll or blah, 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 or illusion from Mysterio that's playing the trick. Nick Fury's always been Nick Fury. He will always be Nick Fury. He's not ever going to be some sort of trick. That'd be ridiculous. I mean, Samuel L. Jackson's way too cool for that. Bottom line. At the start of the whole trailer, the homage to Iron Man was just amazing, with the graffiti, the pictures, how choked up you see Peter is after losing probably another mentor after Uncle Ben. I mean, you don't see it in these Spider-Man movies, but you know his origin story about his Uncle Ben and losing him. I know that, I mean, if you lose someone close and then you lose someone even as equally close that you're trying to fill that spot in, it's just going to hurt that much worse. So you really got to pay attention to that, where how Tony was so hurt by Peter's loss, Peter's now hurt by Tony's loss. And that would just be devastating. So it's going to be him moving and, like I said, growing to be his own man and his own mentor at this point, because he's going to try to latch on to Mysterio, who he thinks is a good guy. And Mysterio is also going to let him down. So really, it's 1, 2, 3 mentor is gone. So he's going to have to be his own mentor at the end. I think it's going to be pretty awesome of an arc going into probably the third Spider-Man, because, of course, there's going to be a third Spider-Man. Just down to the little comic reliefs that they have going through the trailer was amazing, where he's making fun with the cops, where MJ's telling him she knows he's Spider-Man. Like, I think that's the comedy in the whole thing is just pretty amazing. It lightens the mood, different from Endgame, even though Endgame had its own funny moments. I think this is going to be especially a little bit more funny, which I love. I love how, because Spider-Man's always been kind of a goof, so they really play back home with him, especially with the New York accent. They really are paying homage to the comics. They definitely know what they're doing, unlike the last two Spider-Mans. Definitely has been my favorite Spider-Man through the whole thing. I wasn't expecting that, but Tom Holland, you're on point, man. Keep it up. You killed it, and I hope you keep doing it past your contract. I hope you sign up for another 20 movies, because honestly, you could be a Spider-Man the rest of your life and you'd still do great. Also, just a little thing I keep hearing from other videos is the whole MJ, Nick Fury, father-daughter thing. No. Just a big old no. Kind of funny. I mean, I could see it. I mean, but no, there's no way Nick Fury would be able to settle down and do that whole thing. He's always been about missions and everything else. He's never talked, even hinted toward a wife or lady friend or anything that he would have a girl with, or even talk about a daughter that he might have that be around. I just don't get that. I mean, it's kind of interesting that I keep hearing that. Oops. Wish I could edit that out, but can't do it. So, here I keep going. Whatever. Pretty late, and this is like my 5th video, so gonna just say, whatever. Like I said, I'm gonna get that editing app soon, so it's gonna be on point. So just to end it pretty quickly, I thought the trailer was great. I thought everything they did in it was really awesome, and really I just think this movie's gonna be a great cap off to a phase 3 that they had. Endgame, literally a 10 out of 10. I think this is equally gonna be a 10 out of 10. That's my guess though. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. I'd really like to know your opinion on the trailer and what you think is gonna happen in the movie, because really these are just my best guesses at this point, and I could be totally dead wrong. I mean, shoot, Spider-Man could die at the end. You never know. I mean, you really never know. It could be Miles Morales comes in. That's something I forgot to talk about. With the multiverse, they could have different Spider-Mans, just like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse that just came out in December. They could definitely just bring in different Spider-Mans or different versions of Spider-Man. But you never really know. I mean, if they're opening up the multiverse, I think that's a great thing. It's going to probably bring in the Fantastic Four, possibly some mutants. You never know. I mean, if they open that little door, it's going to open up so many more avenues for them, which if they play it right, just like they did with time travel, they played that off so perfectly, I think they could do wonders with it. So that, with that being said, I really appreciate you guys watching my video. I hope you guys enjoyed my feedback on the trailer. Look out for more Marvel input. I'm going to have recaps on the Hulk story arc that he had throughout the whole Marvel Avengers and Thor. I'm gonna have Tony's story arc coming up, Cap's possibly. I mean, you guys let me know what you want videos on, and I would love to know your input. I'm also possibly gonna start reviewing other movies that I loved throughout the years, and kind of break them down into love-hate sections and what they could have done better, what they did the best, and how they innovated movies from the get-go. So really look out for all these things. Check out my Game of Thrones videos, because man, those episodes have been up and down, and really Marvel has just destroyed the game from DC to TV shows like Game of Thrones. I'm sorry, but Marvel's on point and no one else is even on their level. So, like I said, leave a comment for whatever you like. Even if you want to leave a comment for how much you hate my videos, just leave a comment. I want to know. I like criticism just as much as I enjoy the love. Leave a like, leave a dislike if you really want to. I really hope you don't, but do whatever you gotta do. But thank you guys for listening. Like I said, have a great Thursday night in this glorious May. And I would really hope you guys watch the Spider-Man movie, because it's going to be just as good as Endgame, I feel. So, like I said, you guys have a good one. Appreciate you guys listening, and peace out.